The alien exploration ship moved slowly above the dark ocean of the Class-15 death world. Its scanners were silent. Even the crew inside spoke in low voices. This planet was marked forbidden by the Galactic Council. No known species could live here. The gravity was heavy. The storms were deadly. The radiation was unstable. Nothing intelligent was supposed to survive. Captain Zelathar stood at the center of the command deck. His tall frame was tense. His eyes were fixed on the main screen. There, one of the officers said quietly, "We have visual confirmation." A massive object hovered above the ocean surface far ahead of them. It was a ship. Not alien in design, not broken, not ancient ruins, a complete, active warship. Its hull was dark and heavy, covered in thick armor plates. Orange light burned inside its engines like controlled fire. The ship floated calmly, as if the death world itself could not touch it. The bridge fell into silence. "That is impossible," another officer whispered. "No civilization can build something like this." "Here." Zelathar narrowed his eyes. "Scan it." The scanner officer hesitated. "Captain, the readings are strange. Extreme energy levels. Weapon systems are active. Shields are stronger than any we have seen." The ship did not move. It did not chase. It did not flee. It was waiting. This world was listed as unclaimed, Zelathar said. "No contact. No warnings." The science officer shook her head. "If someone built this ship, Captain, then the data is wrong. Very wrong." Before Zelathar could reply, the lights on the bridge dimmed. A signal appeared. On the main screen, an open communication channel. The alien crew froze. No one should even be able to send a signal from this planet, someone said. Zelathar took a slow breath. "Put it through." The screen shifted. At first, there was only darkness. Then an image formed. A being appeared, not alien, bipedal, 2 arms, 2 legs, a single head. Skin pale compared to most species. Eyes forward facing. No visible weapons, no armor, but the presence was heavy. The being looked calm, confident, almost bored. "A known vessel," the figure said in a deep, steady voice. "You are inside restricted space." The translator activated instantly. Zelathar stepped forward. "This is Captain Zelathar of the Galactic Exploration Fleet. This planet is marked uninhabited. Identify yourself." The being did not change expression. "You are wrong," it said. "This world is inhabited." A pause filled the bridge. "Inhabited by who?" Zelathar asked. The being leaned slightly closer to the camera. "By humanity." Several officers stepped back without realizing it. "Humanity," the science officer repeated. "That species is listed as low threat. Origin world, moderate hazard, death world class 4 at most." The human almost smiled. "That list is outdated." Zelathar kept his voice steady. "This is a Class-15 death world. No known species can survive here. We know," the human replied. "That is why we chose it." Silence hit the bridge like a physical force. "You chose this world?" Zelathar asked slowly. "Yes," the human said. "It was perfect, dangerous, isolated, honest. An officer muttered. The human continued. "If you can survive here, you deserve to live anywhere." The alien scanners suddenly screamed warnings. Energy spikes surged from the human ship. Shields strengthened. Weapon systems aligned, not aimed, just ready. Zelathar felt cold. "You are threatening us," he said. "No," the human replied calmly. "We are informing you." The human's eyes locked onto the camera. "This is a human frontier world. That ship you see is a patrol vessel. There are others." The alien crew exchanged fearful looks. "How many?" Zelathar asked. The human tilted his head slightly. "Enough." Outside, lightning crashed across the sky of the death world. Massive waves rolled beneath the human ship. Yet it did not shake. The human continued. "You entered our space without permission. Normally, this would be a problem." "Normally?" Zelathar asked. "But today," the human said, "we are curious." The signal flickered for a moment. "You came looking for something," the human said. "Danger, mystery, maybe glory." Zelathar swallowed. "We are explorers." The human nodded slowly. "So were we, once." A long silence followed. "Captain," the weapons officer whispered. "Their ship could destroy us in seconds." Zelathar already knew. "What do you want?" he asked. The human leaned back. "To see what you will do next." The screen went dark. The communication ended. Outside the viewing window, the massive human warship remained exactly where it was, silent, powerful, and watching. For the first time since entering the Death World, Captain Zelathar understood the truth. They had not discovered an empty planet. They had discovered a border dot, and humanity was already standing on the other side. The alien ship stayed still above the ocean, but inside it, nothing felt calm. Captain Zelathar stared at the dark screen where the human had vanished. The silence felt heavier than the planet's gravity. They cut the channel. An officer said double quotes yes. Zelathar replied slowly. On purpose, the human ship did not move. Its engines glowed softly, steady and controlled. No warning shots, no threats, just presence. Captain, the science officer said, their technology does not match any known human design. It is far beyond what our records show. Zelathar did not answer immediately. He looked at the death world outside, the violent winds, the dark water, the unstable sky. How long, he asked, would our ship survive here if our engines fail? The science officer hesitated. Minutes, maybe less, and the human ship. Zelathar asked. Indefinitely, she said quietly. That single word changed everything. Zelathar straightened, sent a priority signal to Galactic Command. Full report. Mark it urgent. The communication officer nodded and began transmitting. Before the message could finish, the ship shook not from an attack. From the planet itself, massive waves rose below them. Lightning cracked across the sky. Radiation levels spiked suddenly, stability dropping. The navigator shouted, shields at maximum. Zelathar ordered. The alien ship struggled against the planet's anger. Through the chaos, the human ship remained steady. It did not raise shields further. It did not retreat. It hovered like the storm, was nothing more than light rain. The difference was terrifying. Captain, the weapons officer said, they are observing us. Passive scans only. They are studying our weakness, Zelathar said. A second signal appeared. Incoming transmission from Galactic Command. The face of High Commander Vral filled the screen. His expression was serious, but not afraid. Not yet. Report, Vral said. Zelathar spoke clearly. We have encountered a human warship on a Class-15 death world. The planet is inhabited. Humans have claimed it. Vral's eyes narrowed. That is impossible. So we thought, Zelathar replied. Their technology exceeds ours. Their ship is built to survive this world. Silence followed. Are they hostile? Vral asked. They have not attacked, Zelathar said. But they are ready. Vral considered this. Hold position. Do not provoke them. Before Zelathar could respond, the human ship changed. Large sections of its hull shifted. Not opening weapons, adjusting position. Thrusters fired downward, pushing back the ocean. Steam rose as the water boiled under controlled force. They are landing, someone whispered. The human ship descended slowly and touched the ocean surface. Like it was solid ground. Then something unexpected happened. A smaller craft detached from the human vessel. It was sleek, fast, armed. It moved toward the alien ship. Weapons officers panicked. Target approaching. Should we? No, Zelathar said firmly. Hold fire. The small craft stopped at a respectful distance. A new signal came through. Same human, same calm voice. You are having trouble, the human said. Zelathar felt anger rise, but he controlled it. This world is unstable. Yes, the human said. That is normal. Our shields are weakening, Zelathar admitted. The human nodded once. You are not built for this place. No, Zelathar said. We are not. A pause. Then the human said something that shocked everyone. We can help you stabilize your systems. Zelathar stared. Why? Because, the human replied, if your ship breaks apart here, the council will assume we attacked you, and you did not. Zelathar asked carefully. The human's lips curved slightly. Not yet. The alien crew held their breath. If we accept your help, Zelathar said. What do you want in return? The human leaned closer to the camera. Honesty, he said. When you go back to the galaxy, tell them what you saw. And what is that? Zelathar asked. That humanity is not hiding, the human said. We are preparing. The small human craft transmitted a data stream. Apply this, the human said. It will keep you alive. The science officer's eyes widened. Captain, their solution rewrites our shield logic. It is simple, elegant, and dangerous, the weapons officer said. Yes, Zelathar replied. But so is this world. He made his choice. Apply it, he ordered. The moment the data integrated, The ship stabilized. The shaking stopped. The alarms faded. The alien crew stared at their instruments in disbelief. It worked. Someone whispered. The human nodded. Good. The signal remained open. There will be questions, Zelithar said. We expect them. The human replied. The small craft turned and returned to the larger ship. Before the channel closed, the human added one final sentence. Captain Zelithar, the galaxy is about to remember why it once feared humans. The signal ended. The human ships remained watching, waiting, and far away. The Galactic Council was about to make a mistake. The Galactic Council chamber was filled with light and noise. Dozens of species watched the central display in silence as the report from Captain Zelithar finished playing. A human warship on a Class-15 death world. The room erupted. That is impossible, one counselor said loudly. Humans are not built for such environments. Another added, they are exaggerating. A third voice said, fear causes mistakes. High Commander Vral raised a clawed hand. The room slowly quieted. Captain Zelithar's report is verified, Vral said. Sensor data confirms everything. Murmurs spread again, louder this time. Then humanity has violated council law, a counselor declared. No species is allowed to claim death worlds without approval. They did not ask, Vral replied. They survived. That did not please the council. They are expanding without permission. A political delegate said, if we allow this, others will follow. Another counselor leaned forward. Humans are dangerous when unchecked. History proves this. The word dangerous echoed. A decision began to form. We must remind them of their place, the council leader said. A controlled response. No war. What kind of response? Vral asked. Inspection, the leader replied. Send a task force. Force compliance. Vral's eyes narrowed. Captain Zelithar barely survived. A task force may be seen as a threat. That is acceptable, the leader said calmly. Fear will make humans cooperate. The vote passed. The order was sent. Far away. Captain Zelithar watched the data packet arrive. His stomach tightened. They are sending a fleet, he said quietly. The science officer checked the numbers. 5 warships. Heavy class. Zelithar closed his eyes for a moment. They are making the wrong move, he whispered. The human ship remained in place. Silent as always. Zelithar requested another communication channel. This time, the response was instant. The human appeared again. You received the message. The human said, yes. Zelithar replied, the council is sending an inspection fleet. The human sighed softly. We hope they would listen. They believe fear will control you, Zelithar said. The human's eyes hardened. Fear has never worked on humans. What will you do? Zelithar asked. We will prepare, the human said. Not for war, for misunderstanding. The alien captain did not like that answer. Your ship alone cannot face a fleet, Zelithar warned. The human smiled faintly. This ship is not alone. As if on cue, the sensors lit up. Space twisted. 1 signal became 10. 10 became 50. Human ships emerged from hidden positions around the death world. Some were smaller. Some were massive. All of them were armed. All of them were built for this world. The alien crew stared in shock. They were hiding here the whole time. The navigator said, yes. Zelithar replied, learning, building, waiting. The human spoke again. We did not expand fast, he said. We expanded smart. Why here? Zelithar asked. Because no one would follow us, the human said. Until now, the first council ship arrived at the edge of the system, then the second, then the rest. The alien fleet formed a tight formation, weapons charged. Shields high. The human ships did not advance. They did not retreat. They simply existed. The council fleet commander sent a message. Human vessels. The voice said, you are in violation of council law. Power down and submit to inspection. The human response came from multiple ships at once. This system is under human protection. The commander hesitated. You do not have that authority. We took it. The human replied. Weapons. Locked. One council ship fired a warning shot. It struck empty space. The human ships reacted instantly. Not with fire. With movement. They repositioned. Faster than expected. Surrounding the fleet, without touching them, the council ships found themselves boxed in. Their shields strained under invisible pressure. What is happening? The commander demanded. The human answered calmly. You are experiencing our gravity control field. The alien fleet struggled. "We are not attacking you," the human said. "But we can end this anytime." The council commander felt fear for the first time. This was a mistake, he whispered from his ship. Captain Zelathar watched the situation unfold. He knew the truth now. The council had come to show strength. Humanity had shown restraint, and restraint, he realized, was far more frightening. The council fleet floated inside the human gravity field, trapped without being touched. Engines pushed, thrusters fired, but nothing changed. On the command bridge of the lead council ship, alarm screamed, "We are losing control," an officer shouted. "Navigation is locked." The fleet commander felt his confidence break. "Open a channel to the council, now." The transmission reached the Galactic Council chamber within seconds. High Commander Vral appeared on the screen. His eyes moved quickly over the data. "They have immobilized you," Vral said. Double quotes, "Yes." The fleet commander replied. Without firing a shot, the chamber erupted again. "This is an act of aggression." A counselor shouted. "They are holding our fleet hostage." Another said. Vral raised his voice. "They are not attacking. That matters." But fear was already winning. The council leader leaned forward. "Commander, you are authorized to force compliance." Vral turned sharply. "That is a mistake." The leader ignored him. "Use limited force. Break free." The order was given. Back near the Death World, the fleet commander swallowed. "All ships," he said, "prepare countermeasures." Energy surged through the council fleet. Shield harmonics shifted. Weapons charged. Captain Zelathar watched in horror. "They're going to fire," he said. The human ships reacted instantly. The gravity field tightened. The human voice returned. Calm but firm. "Do not do this," the human said. "Stand down." The fleet commander hesitated. Then one of the council ships panicked. A weapon discharged. Not a warning shot. A real one. The blast slammed into the gravity field. Space rippled violently. For a heartbeat, nothing happened. Then everything changed. Human ships moved. Not toward the fleet. Around it. The gravity field collapsed inward, controlled and precise. Council ships were pushed apart, spun gently but helplessly, forced into fixed positions. No holes were breached. No lives were lost. But the message was clear. "You have fired on a protected system," the human said. "This engagement is now active." The fleet commander felt cold. "We did not mean," he began. "You did," the human replied. On the council ship, systems failed one by one. Weapons powered down. Shields flickered and died. "Captain," an officer whispered. "We are completely disabled." The human voice continued. "This is the last time we will say this." Peacefully, the human ships did not aim weapons. They did something worse. They opened hangars. Hundreds of smaller human craft emerged. Not fighters, not bombers. Boarding ships. Captain Zelathar felt his chest tighten. "They are coming aboard," he said. The council fleet could not stop them. Human boarding teams entered ships without resistance. Doors opened under precise cuts. Hallways filled with human soldiers in sealed armor. They did not run. They walked. Calm, controlled, efficient. On the flagship, the fleet commander waited as humans entered the bridge. The lead human removed his helmet. Same face as before. Same eyes. "You were warned," the human said. The commander lowered his head. "What do you want?" The human looked around the bridge. "We want you to stop being afraid," he said. "Fear makes you dangerous." The commander laughed weakly. "You say that after disabling a fleet?" "Yes," the human replied. "Because we could have destroyed it." Silence followed. The human continued. "This incident will be recorded, shared, remembered, and then," the commander asked. "Then," the human said, "the galaxy decides what kind of neighbor we are." The human teams withdrew. Systems were slowly restored. The gravity field released. The council fleet drifted free, shaken but intact. Captain Zelathar let out a long breath he did not realize he was holding. "This could have been a war," his science officer said. "Yes," Zelathar replied, "and the humans chose not to start it." Far away, the Galactic Council watched the footage in silence. Fear turned into something worse. Embarrassment. And embarrassment, Zelathar knew, often leads to revenge. The Galactic Council chamber was quiet, but not calm. The recordings from the Death World encounter played again and again on the central screen. Human ships controlling gravity. Human soldiers walking through disabled fleets. No destruction. No mercy asked for. "This cannot be allowed," one counselor said finally. They humiliated us. Another added, in front of the entire galaxy, High Commander Vrall stood apart from them. They defended their space. We made the first mistake. The council leader turned toward him, and now we will correct it. Vrall's eyes narrowed. By starting a war? By ending a threat? The leader replied coldly. The council voted behind closed channels. No public records. No warnings. No diplomacy. A secret order was issued, not to fight the humans directly, but to weaken them. Deep in council-controlled space, a classified weapons program was activated. A device designed long ago and never used. A weapon that did not destroy ships, it destroyed worlds. Specifically, death worlds. If their strength comes from that planet, the leader said, then remove the planet. The weapon was disguised as a scientific probe, small, silent, invisible to normal scans. Its target was clear, back at the death world. Captain Zelithar remained uneasy. The human ships had not relaxed. Patrols increased. Sensors watched every corner of space. The human commander stood on the bridge of the main warship. Eyes on the stars. They are planning something, he said. How do you know? An officer asked. Because they stopped talking, the human replied. Suddenly, an alarm sounded. A known object entering system. A sensor operator said, small, no weapons signature. Zelithar felt his heart sink. That is not a scout. The object moved fast, hiding behind natural radiation waves. It headed straight toward the planet. Intercept it, the human commander ordered. The human ships broke formation and accelerated. They were fast, but the probe was faster. The object entered the upper atmosphere of the death world. Then it activated. Deep underground, the planet screamed. Tectonic plates shifted violently. Volcanic pressure spiked. Gravity waves tore through the crust. The ocean exploded upward in massive walls of water. Human ships shook for the first time. What did they do? Zelithar shouted. The human commander stared at the data. They tried to break the planet. He said quietly. A human mining station on the surface went silent. Then another. Then a third. Casualty reports flooded in. Not soldiers. Civilians. Families. Children. Human faces appeared on screens. Injured. Terrified. Trapped. For the first time, anger replaced calm. The human commander's voice hardened. They crossed the line. Can the planet survive? Zelithar asked. Yes, the human replied. Barely, but we will remember this. Human ships formed a new formation, not defensive, not passive. Focus. Back on the council world. The leaders watched delayed data feeds. The weapon worked. One counselor said, they lost installations, but then the screens changed. Human ships were moving, not retreating, advancing, toward council space. High Commander Vrall turned slowly toward the council leader. You wanted to end a threat, he said. You just created a war. Far across the stars, humanity moved as one, not in fear, not in panic, but in purpose, and this time, they were not going to wait. Human fleets moved through space like a rising storm. They did not rush. They did not scatter. Every ship followed a clear path, silent and focused. Across the galaxy, sensors began to fail. Communication relays went dark. Trade routes closed without warning. The message was simple, even before it was spoken. Humanity was coming. Captain Zelithar stood on the bridge of his ship, now flying beside the human fleet. He had made his choice earlier, and there was no turning back. You could leave, the human commander told him. This is not your war. Zelithar shook his head. The council turned fear into violence. I will not be part of that mistake. The human nodded once, then stay close. The first council border system appeared ahead. It was heavily defended. Orbital weapons powered up. Defense platforms locked targets. Fleets waited behind shields. The human fleet slowed. Then stopped. Council commanders watched in confusion. Why are they not attacking? One officer asked. The answer came moments later. Human ships began deploying devices. Small, silent. Hundreds of them. What are those? A council technician asked. Before anyone could answer, gravity shifted. Not violently, precisely. Defense platforms drifted out of alignment. Weapon arrays pointed away from their targets. Shields flickered as their own energy was turned against them. The system was disarmed without a single shot. Human ships passed through untouched. Panic spread. Emergency signals raced toward the gala. The council. They are bypassing our defenses, a commander reported. We cannot stop them. On the council world, chaos filled the chamber. Activate the main fleet. The leader shouted. High Commander Vrol stepped forward. It will not matter. The leader ignored him. We must show strength. The main council fleet launched. It met the humans in deep space. Weapons charged on both sides. Captain Zelithar watched the standoff. The human commander opened a wideband transmission. This ends now, he said. Stand down. The council fleet fired first. Human ships responded, not with destruction. With control. Council ships lost power mid-attack. Engines shut down. Weapons went dark. Entire fleets froze in space. One by one, system by system. The council fleet collapsed without explosions, without debris, without heroes. Only defeat. Silence followed. Human ships advanced until they surrounded the disabled fleet. A final transmission came from the council flagship. We surrender, the voice said. The human commander closed his eyes for a moment. Good, he replied. Human forces moved in, securing ships, ensuring no more weapons could fire. No executions. No revenge. Just order. Back on the death world, rescue teams worked non-stop. Survivors were pulled from damaged stations. The planet stabilized under human control. Casualty numbers were heavy, but they could have been worse. The human commander stood alone, watching the stars. Zelithar approached him. You could destroy the council now. Yes, the human replied. But then we become what they feared. What will you do instead? Zelithar asked. The human looked toward council space. We will change how the galaxy works. Far away, the Galactic Council waited in fear. They had lost their fleets. They had lost control, and they were about to face something far more dangerous than war. Consequences. The Galactic Council world had never felt so small. Human ships filled the space around it, not in attack formation, but in silence. No weapons fired. No threats spoken. They did not need to. The council leaders gathered in the chamber, fear clear on every face. Their fleets were gone, their defenses useless, their secrets exposed. High Commander Vrol stood before them. This is the moment you feared, he said, and the moment you created. A human delegation arrived soon after. They did not come in armor. They did not come with soldiers. They came in simple uniforms, unarmed. Walking calmly into the heart of power. Captain Zelithar watched from the side, silent. The lead human spoke. You attacked our world, he said. You killed our people. The council leader lowered his head. We believe you were a threat. You were right, the human replied, but not in the way you think. The room remained silent. We did not come for revenge, the human continued. We came for change. The council leader looked up. What kind of change? The human looked around the chamber. This council rules through fear, he said. Fear of death worlds, fear of strength, fear of the unknown. The human stepped forward. That ends today. The terms were simple and terrifying. The Galactic Council would be dissolved, not destroyed, rebuilt. Every species would have a voice. Death worlds would no longer be forbidden. They would be respected. Exploration would be shared. Power would be balanced. And humanity would not rule. It would watch. The council leaders had no choice. They agreed. Across the galaxy, the news spread. Human ships withdrew from conquered space. Trade routes reopened. Communication returned. But the galaxy had changed forever. Captain Zelithar stood beside the human commander one last time. You won, Zelithar said. The human shook his head. No, we survived. What will humanity do now? Zelithar asked. The human looked toward the stars. What we always do, he said. Build, protect, prepare. On the Class-15 death world, the storms still raged. The gravity still crushed the weak, but human cities stood strong. Lights burned against the darkness. Children played under heavy skies. Humanity had not conquered the galaxy. It had reminded it of a simple truth. The universe does not belong to the strongest. It belongs to those who can endure. And when the galaxy discovered a Class-15 death world ship, humanity was already there. Waiting.